Good morning, Nat, and welcome to Hometown Living.
Good morning. Yeah, it could just be RPAC.
RPAC?
Just a
Oh,
quick
okay,
little,
good.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, what does RPAC stand for?
You know, we never quite finished it. It's River Park Arts Co. It was actually it was the name of an organization that my wife and I were a part of years and years ago that kind of started the idea. I mean, it's why we still live in South Bend.
Yeah.
Of just this idea of if we invest in the creative community, how much of a boon that can be for the people in the artistic community, because you know it's not like there aren't a ton of creative people here. And so we opened Make South Bend 10 years ago, and we were in a beautiful space in River Park. Used to be the old library, and we loved it, but it was kind of a mess. Had been years and years of owners just neglecting issues and letting them pile up, and so we had some issues that caused us to go look for another space for a while. And after several months, maybe even a year of talking to other developers and talking to real estate people and looking at other spaces in town, we realized that we really do like where we are. We just don't like the owners. And so we swung our big lease around and said, you know what, can we buy the building or else we're going to leave? And they said, yeah, we'll do that. And so we've been working 2.5 years, very slowly but very hard to build the building back up. We've rebuilt some foundations, we've replaced some roofs, we've redid the masonry, rebuilt a couple storefronts. It's a lot, but it's coming soon.
Wonderful. And so what does this mean for our community now that you guys actually have the power and own the building and that kind of thing?
Yeah, and so the thing that we have seen so many times in the last 10 years that we have been open at Make is that there's basically been a revolving door in those other units where businesses will come in, they'll come out, and we know from working with other small creators ourselves how hard it is to make the jump from working from yourself, maybe selling online or at craft shows or something like that, to then jumping up and going into your own storefront. And we know that that's such a huge gap. And we're just trying to shorten that up. And so we've got some smaller incubator spaces that are going to be opening up soon that will be great spaces for either micro boutiques or offices or salons or things like that to come in. We have a music studio we're going to try to soundproof that basement coming up soon. But just to make it easier to get out of your basement or your garage and actually go and start a business, start a storefront in the community.
And you guys have 2 grand openings coming up.
We have 2 grand openings this week. It's crazy because the building has mostly been empty. The rest of the building has mostly been empty for the last 10 years. It's been us and China House the whole time. But and they've been there 20 years. But Beauty Bill Vintage is opening in their new location tomorrow. They open at 12 and I believe till 6. And then they got their regular hours. And then House Winds has been on Michigan, and they are moving to our location. They have their grand opening Thursday night, 5:30 to 7:30, and start their open hours the day after that.
What does it mean to you to give these entrepreneurs a space to really spread their wings?
I mean, I just really want to be the landlord I wish I had. You know?
I get that,
so
yes.
It's the thing that it seems that property owners don't understand is that the success of the businesses in your building it's your success. If they can't pay their bills, then they can't pay you.
Right.
And so being able to give a space that works a little better without as much overhead, where we're taking on a little bit more of the expenses in these incubator spaces, but then that we could just partner with other, because we're not in here looking for a short-term investment like some of the other owners have been. We bought the building to be in the building to help bring people in and have success of their own. And so we're betting a whole lot that there are other people who are going to be crazy as we are come in the next couple of years.
What's the big dream?
Big dream is a full building.
Have as many people in there as you can fit.
Yeah, that's never happened. We're full plans are 3 kind of medium-sized spaces and 4 or maybe 5 to 6 100 square foot kind of office studio spaces that people can run businesses out of.
I love that. Well, and I think that there's community in that too, right?
Absolutely.
Because even if there's individuals, then they're a part of a much bigger community, and I think that that speaks volumes.
And it also does a lot better for the other businesses in the building.
Yes.
When there are other businesses in that building.
Yes.
And so we have done much better, you know, just as the building has gotten more use on it, just because the building is not sitting empty.
Correct.
And neglected. One of the spaces has been open, it's been closed the entire time we've been there.
And now you've been able to open it. And
yeah, and Hannah's moving into it.
Wonderful.
So
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for what you're doing for our community, and that River Park area is just so cute.
Love
and
River
you're
Park.
doing a great job of just really building that up. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
If you would like to learn more about RPAC, RPAC, LLC, and Make South Bend, just head over to makesouthbend.com/RPAC. And don't forget to follow them on social media at Make South Bend.